Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's clip, I'll be reviewing the Ulanzi drone strobe, which is a really nice anti-collision beacon for your quad. Now as you know, if you're flying during civil twilight, which are those hours right around sunrise in the morning and sunset in the afternoon where the light's starting to change and everything looks magical out there, you're required by the FAA to have some type of lighting kit like this installed on your drone that can be seen for 3 statutory miles. And that's to let other pilots in the area know that you've got your drone up. Now the good news is, it not only increases their visibility of your drone from above, but it also increases your visibility of the drone from below, which means I can see the drone further, means I can fly the drone further, so it extends my visual line of sight. And let's be honest, a drone like this that's small and gray up in the sky is difficult to spot. And for an older guy like me, I can get 500 feet, 1,000 feet with my Mavic Mini and still see it in the sky. But if I go 1,200 feet, even though I can see it, the minute I look down at my controller and glance back up, it takes me a second or two to find that drone up in the sky. I've got to wiggle it a little bit to see it moving around. I can't go 1,500 feet, I can't go 2,000 feet. It's well beyond my visual line of sight. I can tell you, the minute I turn this on and pop it on the back of the drone and I've got that beautiful white flashing light up there, I can see it at 1,200 feet, no problem. Look down, find it immediately. 1,500 feet, even 2,000 feet, easily in the sky, especially on days that are a little bit darker. It's so easy to spot up there. So for me, I love the fact that I'm within mandate. So if I'm flying in those twilight hours, I've got the light on there and I'm letting other pilots know I'm flying. But even in bright sunlight, I pop this in the back of the drone a lot when I've got to fly out pretty far because it allows me to keep track of that drone and extend that visual line of sight. Now I'm going to spend a few minutes just explaining what this does. I've talked about other strobes like this before. I did a review, I guess a couple of weeks ago, of the Ulanzi product, and I like this product an awful lot. I think they did a great job with it. It's really easy to use. It's rechargeable just like this one is. I had a couple of dings on it though. I'm a big fan of finding a product that works really well, that's not terribly expensive. This was pretty expensive, and the reason I like the Ulanzi better than this one right now is because it's less expensive and it does the same job. So I'm going to do comparisons between this, and probably the Firehouse unit as well, because a lot of people are asking about that one. But Ulanzi is a company that's been around for a long time, and the minute I did this review, I had a lot of people say to me, Rick, you got to get the Ulanzi product and check that out. So I've been flying with this for a couple of weeks, and I like it an awful lot. So let me start off with the unboxing. When you pop open the box, you're going to get all the stuff you see in front of me. The light's in there. You get 2 Velcro pads, because on the bottom of the light, there's the mating pad for the Velcro. So you stick this on your drone, stick this on there, and you're good to go. You get 2 of those. You can cut those to the shape you need to. I cut it in half to fit into the back of my Mavic Mini. I like it on the back like that because it still lets people see it above, but if I'm flying away from you with the drone, I can keep an eye on it. You also get a charging cable. Now, one thing that's different with this one over the Ulanzi, and one of the things I picked on was they're using a micro USB connection on there, which is kind of an older standard. Now, a lot of us have micro USB cables around, so it's not that big a deal. This one charges over USB-C, and they give you a little nice USB-A to USB-C cable to charge this thing, so that's pretty cool. They get an instruction manual as well. Instruction manual's got all the details you need about how to turn it on and how to move through the different modes. Now, some of the specs on this, physically it is bigger than the other one, so this is a lot smaller, a little more compact. This one is about 1 inch across and about 1.7 inches tall. So it's a little bit bigger and clunkier, but unless it's a tiny drone like the Mavic Mini, this disappears on the outside of the drone, so don't worry about that. There's a charging port on the bottom. Again, it's a USB-C charging port, and then there's a button on the bottom that actually turns it on and steps through the different stages you can go through. Now, the other advantage to this is it's all one light. So inside there, the LEDs can actually be white, be red, or be green, depending on what stage you've got it set at. I also like the fact that it's got 6 LEDs, so it's extremely bright when it's up in the air. I said I wasn't going to do the comparison, but I guess I'm going back and forth. With the other one, the Ulanzi, there's only 4 LEDs, but side by side, and I'll do this clip eventually, I'll compare the brightness of them. I think they're both about the same. The one advantage to the Ulanzi, though, is that the casing on top of it, this plastic on top of it, it has the electronics sitting a little higher in it. So when I put it on the top of the drone, I can still see it from a distance away, even though it's above me. So that light tends to broadcast around that plexiglass on the top and sort of give me a much better visible view of that thing in the sky. I found with the Ulanzi that it was on the top, it gave great light above it. And if it was getting darker, you could see the flashing, but I couldn't really see the LEDs from behind it because they broadcast above and not all the way around. This one is like a 360 broadcast of those LEDs. So that's pretty cool. So let me show you how it works. If you hit the button, the first thing it'll do, hold it for a second, and it turns on. It comes on as red first. It'll flash. Then I can move it to green. I can make green flash, and it's going to flash slowly. There's a bit of a break between them. If you want it to flash faster, you hit it again, so now it's going to flash faster. Then finally, it's going to move into white. So it stays on first. Then it goes to the long flash, where it's got that gap in between the flashes. and then it'll flash a little faster. Now for me, with the 3 colors, if I'm flying it during the day, white's what I want to go with, and that's the pattern I want. I want it to flash constantly like that, because that gives me a really good target to keep track of. If I'm flying at night, red or green is pretty cool, so I've used both of those as well. Now, to turn it off, you just hold the button, and it actually turns off and you're set. I like it, again, because it's one of those things that doesn't permanently attach to my drone, so it's not like I've hot glued it to the side. I've got some Velcro, so I can move it from my Mavic Mini to my Mavic Pro to my Skydio to my Autel Evo 2. It's one of those things I can use with any drone I've got out there in the field. But to be honest with you, ever since I started testing these and flying with them, pretty much every time I take off, I've got that fully charged on the back of the drone and I'm flying with it. Now, the rechargeable battery inside, on that flashing I showed you, that intermittent flashing that I like, not the one with the big pause, but the one that I showed you I liked, you can get about 20 hours of use out of it, which means I charge it once a week and I use it pretty much every time I fly. I've yet to have it go out of charge in the field. You can charge it from a home charger, you can charge it from your car, you can charge it from a battery bank, so it's a really easy product to get out there and run with. And that was pretty much it for today. So the nice thing about it, again, is I like the price. It's about 25, 26 bucks for this. And it just works. You put it on the drone and you're good to go. For me, again, I didn't see a real need for it because I don't fly during those civil twilight hours normally. But once I started using it on the drone and saw how much it increased my visual line of sight, it's something that I use pretty much every time I fly. And I've also found other uses for it, just like I mentioned with the other one. The fact that I can put it on my bike when I'm riding around the neighborhood, or I can put it on my backpack strap when I'm walking and it's getting a little bit dark towards the end of the day. I've even stuck it to my dog when I'm walking my dog around the neighborhood and have a little green light flashing there, so if cars are going by, they can see the dog is there on the sidewalk and be aware of that fact. So there's a lot of use cases for it, but Ulanzi makes a really solid product, and I've had it on the drone now for, I'm going to say 2.5 weeks or so. Not a single problem with it. It's weatherproof. It's got a nice little rubber seal on the bottom that protects it from water intrusion. So overall, I think they've built a really nice product there at a really decent price. Now, I liked it so much that I actually added it to the website. So we're stocking these now. If you guys decide you want this and you like it, I've got a link below where you can go to our website and check it out. I'm sure you can find them all over the internet, but if you want to support the channel, hit the link and you can go to our website and pick it up. But overall, I think it's a wonderful product. Now, I do have a couple more I'm testing. So if you're into this kind of drone strobe thing, stay tuned to the channel because I'll be testing the Firehouse one next, and there's a few others after that I'm looking at pretty hard. So if you have a suggestion of one that you love, let me know and I'll bring it in. And I know it's a bit of an esoteric product. It doesn't appeal to everybody, but since I've started using these, it's become a regular part of my kit that I take out every time I fly, and I really find some value in it. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the clip. If you have any questions about anything I've covered, or you have comments about the Ulanzi I should know about, drop those in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I'm loving testing this stuff, so I hope you guys are still finding value out there. I really appreciate the subscriber count going up. A lot of people out there have started subscribing to the channel, and that's really reassuring to us to see a lot of people enjoying the content, really commenting about what we're putting out there. So thank you so much for all the support you've shown us, and until next time, happy flying.